What is good? What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Pick Six channel. And today we have episode number 9 of this 32-part series why this team can make the Super Bowl with no introduction needed. The Dallas Cowboys, America's team. I got another video on that as well that I'm going to drop pretty soon. But the Dallas Cowboys, this is a conversation. Oh, they're going to make it to the Super Bowl every year. Okay, we hear it every single year, and I'm not gonna bash the Cowboy fans, but you get my point. So, without further ado, let's get into the 2023 statistics a little bit. So, they had a 12-5 record, okay, pretty good season, and they had an 8-0 record at home, undefeated in the regular season at home, below 500 on the road. But you know what? With the undefeated uh, record at home is still pretty impressive. Okay, 12-5, winning their division in the NFC East. Why are they in the NFC East when they play in Texas, the Midwest? I don't know, but you know what? That's NFL geography for you. So there you go. Now let's get into the 2024 season where they play teams like the AFC North, the best division in the NFL, so that's going to be pretty tough. Then they play the NFC South. Did I say NFC North? I meant to say AFC North if I said NFC. AFC North, and then they play the NFC South. NFC South isn't a great division, to say the least. So they get a little bit of toughness, or they get a little bit of a tough side with the AFC North, and NFC South is a bit of a lighter side of the schedule, in my opinion. I mean, there's teams like the Falcons maybe that could give them a run for their money, depending on how the Falcons look with Kirk Cousins. But let's be honest here, the Panthers aren't all that. The Buccaneers probably. So I think they could go probably 2-2 in that division at the worst, if all goes right for the Cowboys. But they also have to play teams like the Lions, who they should have lost to last year, in my opinion. I thought the Lions kind of got the short end of the stick in that game, which one I'm not even mattering because the Cowboys got kicked out of the first round, and they play teams like the Houston Texans, which is going to be one heck of a game, battle of Texas right there on Monday Night Football. So that should be very interesting. But my concern with the Cowboys is not the regular season, and that's not anybody's concern. I mean, the Cowboys are always good in the regular season. I mean, for the past 15 years, almost every year they've been good in the regular season. They've been in the playoffs almost every single season. It feels like for the past 15 years. So the concern isn't with the regular season. The concern is with the postseason. And this offseason, it really seemed like the Cowboys needed to make some sort of change, needed to make some sort of move in order for them to finally attempt to get that next level, to at least the NFC Championship game. Even Jerry Jones was saying, "Hey, we're gonna make a big splash." I don't know exactly what he said, something like that. And the big splash was the biggest splash that they've made so far was re-signing Ezekiel Elliott. The reunion of Ezekiel Elliott. Now that should help him out a little bit in the red zone, but I mean, Ezekiel Elliott is not the same running back he was before, to be honest with you. But I mean, it should help him out in the red zone. They did kind of struggle in the red zone a little bit, so should help out the Cowboys there. But there's a whole lot of things in going on with that organization that just there's a lot of seemingly controversy there. I mean, is Mike McCarthy really the right head coach for the Dallas Cowboys? Is Dak Prescott really the right quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys? Two of the main things that you need, a franchise quarterback and a head coach. Those two things right now are in huge question for the Dallas Cowboys, and that's a big problem. But this is all I gotta say for Cowboys. This is how they're gonna make the Super Bowl. So how can the Dallas Cowboys make the Super Bowl? I'm gonna give you my best pitch right here. Their window to winning seems like it's really starting to close. When I mean win, I mean being legitimate contenders. Can they make the playoffs without Mike McCarthy and a few other key players? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's 7 seeds in the playoffs now, so I mean, it's not going to be that compared to years before. It's not going to be as tough to make the playoffs, you know. But we're talking about legitimate Super Bowl contenders. I mean, they kind of were last year. So look, like I said, I'm not going to be too repetitive here, but the window of winning is closing, and if they don't win now, if they don't go to the Super Bowl now, when are they ever going to go to the Super Bowl? So if there's a time for them to go to the Super Bowl, that is now. That's really all I got for you, Cowboy fans, for this one. All right. I know that wasn't really much motivation for Cowboy fans, but they don't need motivation. They're Dallas Cowboy fans. They're gonna go to the Super Bowl every year. I'm just being real here. To be honest with you, I'm not trying to hate on the Cowboys, but their opportunity, their window to win is closing. So if there's a chance or possibility for them to make the Super Bowl, it is right here, right now in this NFL season. The NFC is getting starting to get better. They've got teams like the Lions coming up who already made the NFC Championship game. You got teams like the Green Bay Packers who are a very young team who are making their way up, and I do expect them to make the Super Bowl within the next few years, maybe even this year. Who knows? I mean, the NFC is starting to get better. Competition is rising in the NFC. So Cowboys need to win it now. That's all I got for you guys. But there wasn't really much convincing there. I mean, that's really it for this video. But as for that one, guys, that's about it. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.